Good evening, bonsoir. Welcome to the special public meeting. Madame Saint-Laurent, est-ce qu'on a des conflits d'intérêts? Okay, parfait. We will start with financial request, Bathurst Hospitality Days. Point 2, Councillor Willett. Give me a sec.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'd like to move that members of the council approve a contribution of $10,000 to the Bathurst Hospitality Day fundraiser event. Be it resolved that the members of council authorize the City of Bathurst administration to allocate a check in the amount of $10,000 to the Bathurst Hospitality Festival Commission.
Do I have a seconder? Councillor Legacy. Does council have any questions concerning this? No? Perfect. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carried. So we are going to finances, 3.1, application finance. Councillor Anderson.
Thank you, Your Worship. I move that whereas the City of Bathurst has received authorization by the Municipal Capital Borrowing Board to obtain funding for capital expenses by way of loan or by the issue or sale of debentures to the New Brunswick Municipal Finance Corporation for an amount not exceeding $1,918,000. Now therefore be it resolved that the Treasurer and the Mayor be authorized to issue and sell the New Brunswick Municipal Finance Corporation, a municipality of the City of Bathurst debenture in the principal amount of $1,918,000 on such terms and conditions that are recommended by the New Brunswick Finance Corporation. And be it further resolved that the municipality of Bathurst, of the City of Bathurst, agrees to issue post-dated checks payable to the New Brunswick Municipal Finance Corporation as and when they are requested in payment of principal and interest charges on the above debenture, as authorized by vote of the Council of the Municipality of the City of Bathurst at the special public meeting of September 13th, 2021. Under General Fund, the Ministerial Order M019-0012, date of order February 11th, 2019. Date of Council's resolution December 17th, 2018. Purpose: transportation services in the amount of $315,000 for a term of 7 years. Order number M020-003, dated February 10th, 2020, authorized December 16th, 2019 for environmental health services in the amount of $310,000 for a 7-year term. Order number M021-0002, dated January 11th, 2021, authorized November 16th, 2020 for recreational services in the amount of $65,000 for a 7-year term. Order number M021-0002, dated January 11th, 2021, authorized November 16th, 2020 for recreational services in the amount of $20,000 for a 5-year term. And Ministerial Order number M021-0002, dated January 11th, 2021, authorized November 16th, 2020 for protective services in the amount of $100,000 for a 5-year term, for a total in the general fund of $810,000. Under the Utility Fund, Order number M020-003, dated February 10th, 2020, authorized December 16th, 2019, for environmental health services in the amount of $70,000 for a 7-year term. Order number M021-0002, dated January 11th, 2021, authorized November 16th, 2020 for environmental health services for the amount of $65,000 for a 5-year term. Order number M020-0006, dated February 18th, 2020, authorized December 17th, 2018 for environmental health services in the amount of $176,000 for a 7-year term. Order number M018-0047, dated July 31st, 2018, authorized January 22nd, 2018 for environmental health services in the amount of $50,000 for a 10-year term. Order number M020-003, dated February 10th, 2020, authorized December 16th, 2019 for environmental health services in the amount of $80,000 for a 7-year term. And order number M010-0015, dated March 17th, 2010, authorized December 14th, 2009, for environmental health services in the amount of $667,000 for a 10-year term. Total utility fund, $1,108,000, for a total combined of $1,918,000.
Perfect, thank you. May I have a seconder? Deputy Mayor Hondas. Before we go to the question, I'll pass it to Mr. Pettigrew.
Through to Ms. Gauvin, our treasurer.
Madame Gauvin.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So every year we have capital projects or purchase equipment where we borrow on interim financing while the purchases are being made. 2 times per year, we have the opportunity to change the ones that are completed from the interim financing and ask the province to borrow on long-term financing on our behalf. This list of long-term financing includes the projects that were recently completed. So tandem salt truck that was purchased, garbage truck, Zamboni retrofit, electronic billboard, which I'm sure everybody can see on the St. Peter's Avenue, police vehicles, there were 2, excavator attachment, water meter replacements in asphalt truck chassis, and crew cab truck, and 1 refinancing that was for a project that was completed 10 years ago is also included for that full total. So it's $810,000 for the general fund and $1,108,000 for the utility fund that we will be requesting the province to go on long-term financing on our behalf.
Perfect. Does council have any questions? No. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Oppose? Motion carried. Item number 3, change of projects. So 3.2.1, environmental health services. Councillor Knowles.
I move that members of council for the City of Bathurst authorize the changes of project under the Environmental Health Services Function, General Fund, garbage truck project to the relocated to snowblower project within the same function. Be it resolved that the ministerial order number M021-0002 will be effected with project transfers in the amount of $40,000 for a term of 7 years.
Perfect. May I have a seconder? Councillor Anderson. Prior to going to the question, I'll pass it over to Mr. Pettigrew.
Through to Ms. Gauvin.
Madame Gauvin.
Thank you again. So I mentioned the garbage truck was purchased with the round of debentures. We had savings of $40,000, and with that $40,000, we're asking council to reallocate it to the snow blower purchased.
Perfect. Does council have any questions? No? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Oppose? Motion carried. 3.2.2, services relatifs au transport. Député Maire Honda.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move that members of council for the City of Bathurst authorize the change of projects under the transportation service function, St. Peter Avenue project to be reallocated to West Drive project in the amount of $80,000 and to York Street project, excuse me, in the amount of $45,000 within the same function. Be it resolved that the ministerial order for St. Peter Avenue project be effected with project transfers in a total of $125,000 for a term of 10 years.
May I have a seconder? Councillor Willett. Before we go to the question, I'll pass it over to Mr. Pettigrew.
Through to Mrs. Gauvin or Mr. Abernathy, depending on if you want details on the project or the...
Mr. Abernathy.
Thank you, Worship. The reallocation is for the funds that were originally allocated to our DTI project this summer. There was $125,000 remaining, so we're looking to rebuild 2 streets, West Drive and York Street. We'll be looking at removing the asphalt, doing an undercut, rebuilding and repaving those streets. The schedule for both projects, we're looking at getting started on York Street probably in the next 2 weeks or so. For West Drive, we're waiting on some environmental permits before we can get going ahead with that. We're hopefully getting that in the next couple of weeks. If not, they'll be pushed to next year if we can't get the environmental projects permits in time. But we're hoping to get them both done by the end of the year this year.
Perfect. Does council have any questions? No? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Oppose? Motion carried. Adjournment of the meeting. Councillor Brunette.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I would so move that the special meeting be adjourned.
May I have a seconder? Deputy Mayor Hondas. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, meeting adjourned. Merci. Bonsoir, bienvenue à la réunion plénière. On va commencer. Madame Saint-Laurent, est-ce qu'on a des déclarations de conflit d'intérêts? Aucun. Ce soir, on a quelques présentations et on va débuter avec la première présentation qui est le centre aquatique de Bathurst. So this evening, we have a few presentations and we will start with the Bathurst Aquatic Center. Did
Hi,
you need
everyone.
to screen? You didn't need to screen? You're
Nope,
good?
I'm okay.
Perfect.
Thank
All
you.
right.
My name is Eve Stever. I'm here today representing the Bathurst Aquatic Center. Last year, I came to you requesting a deficit coverage of $100,000 in addition to a $350,000 municipal operating contribution for the Bathurst Aquatic Center. This year, I'm asking for $320,000 from this council as the municipal operating contribution for the year 2022. Since my last visit to these chambers, which were at the Case Irving at the time, I've made several changes in order to better our situation and bring in more revenue to the Aquatic Center. I've increased user fees for rental groups, as well as combining various programs to be run within the same hour whenever possible. I've sought out additional funding from outside sources on multiple occasions in order to pay for some of the unforeseen repairs and equipment that were needed to keep the pool running this year. In 2022, I do predict that we'll continue to see a bit of that COVID-19 effect on our numbers, in addition to the continuous financial strain that comes with maintaining an aging aquatics facility. We do continue to do everything we can to make any required repairs in-house in order to keep costs manageable on our limited budget. It's no secret that the infrastructure at the pool is still crumbling, but we are doing our best to keep up with that. We have a reserve that we've budgeted to take from to balance our budget in the year 2022. However, we would like to keep a portion of that reserve in order to help pay for preliminary plans for a new aquatics facility in the region. In 2020, the Mayor of Bathurst asked us if we had any plans. We have put together a subcommittee for the new pool initiative, and we foresee having preliminary plans in the coming months for that. The $320,000 municipal operating contribution that I'm requesting from you today will allow the facility to continue to provide leisure and recreational services for people within our community, as well as childcare services, fitness programs for people of all ages, and most importantly, learning to swim programming for drowning prevention in our coastal community. Does anybody have any questions?
Councillor Anderson.
Eve, I just want to clarify, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the normal contribution was $250,000, and then last year we gave you an extra $100,000 for a total of $350 just for last year, correct?
So in the past, I've seen contributions in the last 12 years running between $350,000, not including last year, and $250,000.
Yeah, because I think, well, since I've been here, I think our yearly
Yes.
contribution was $250, so that would be
Yep.
starting in like 2016, I guess, or 15.
Yeah,
And then last year we gave the extra $100,000, so we
Yeah.
bumped it up to $350 last. Okay, I just
You
wanted to
did,
make sure I
yeah.
had my numbers straight. What was
Yes.
typically paid out?
what
So
had
we
been paid out
typically-
for a few years had
Yeah.
been the $250.
The
yes.
$250, and then we
Yep.
gave you the extra $100 last year. So, okay,
Yes.
perfect, thanks.
Yeah.
Council have any other questions? No? You know, I think that the aquatic center is an important piece for the region, as a Chaleur region. And I truly believe that that's one of the facilities that need to be shared regionally, which is something I would definitely, start conversation with the Regional Service Commission and see if we can have the other municipalities and the LSDs participate. Definitely, and I think I have a meeting with Mr. Arsenault tomorrow to talk about the aquatic center as well. So we are taking it very seriously, and we will definitely take your request in consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, sorry. Yes, of course. We have Councillor Brunet. Sorry, I was too busy talking, Mr. Brunet. Never saw your light. Go right ahead.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd just like to pass on my congratulations to you. Over the last year, I've been at the Aquatic Center quite a bit as a grandfather, taking my grandchildren when they visited. I must commend you on your staff. They're young, but very professional. And your lifeguards, you feel very secure with them in their positions. So by sitting there for hours, watching my young ones enjoying themselves, I said, you run a good ship. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. It's true, they do have quite an amazing staff. Good. 2.2, Bathurst Public Library, Bibliothèque publique de Bathurst. Bonjour.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Laura Little. I'm the director of the Bathurst Public Library. The Bathurst Public Library has been operating since 1967 as a cornerstone of the New Brunswick Public Library system. We offer essential services and access to information to more than 17,275 Bathurst residents, as well as more than 18,313 people living in Beersford, Larville, Nigadoo, Baldoon, Petit Rocher, and more. The 2020-2021 New Brunswick Public Library Service Strategic Plan outlines our priorities as to provide innovative service delivery. New Brunswickers will have more ways to access library services and programs with in-person, online, by mail, telephone, and self-serve options. To expand the digital scope, New Brunswick Public Libraries will invest in and promote digital resources to meet the diverse needs and interests of users. To champion reading and information literacy, New Brunswick Public Libraries will prioritize the development and delivery of programs that promote reading and information literacy skills for all ages, and to provide partnership-led programming. New Brunswick Public Libraries will offer programs in collaboration with community partners such as school readiness, STEAM programs, health and wellness, employability, and entrepreneurship. From online story times to virtual income tax clinics to comfortable socially distanced seating, the Bathurst Public Library has proven to be a dynamic, irreplaceable, and safe space for the community to read, learn, and grow together. The budget you provide is essential to our ability to uphold the image, standards, and personalized service that the community has come to expect at the Bathurst Public Library. We are grateful for the ability to celebrate the people who live here and uphold the small town quality of life that is so precious in today's globalized world. Some examples of the programs that we offer are Read Local, author talks, and book launches. We do Indigenous book displays, crafts, and stories. We offer Every Child Ready to Read workshops, science, technology, engineering, architecture, and music, math programs to support the development of our youth and to promote their interests. We have book deposits as a form of outreach at daycares throughout the city. We do story time with crafts. We do programs for babies at the library for new parents. We have a summer reading club, which is always extremely popular, and this year it was very successful. We also have Hackmatack for older kids. It's a book club where they read Canadian authors exclusively and then actually get to contribute in a voting process to award 2 authors in fiction and nonfiction at the end of the program. We have a knitting club, which is an intergenerational program to bring people of all ages together, and a Lego night, which is really popular with the children. For young adults, we offer a space to do homework, And in partnership with Papineau First Nation, we have employment opportunities, as well as some volunteer opportunities available. We have grab-and-go, do-it-yourself creative kits, a meditation program to promote wellness. We have employability programs and a partnership with the Multicultural Association to welcome newcomers with a tour of the library. We are always putting up book displays to highlight different skills such as employability, or to highlight local authors or other initiatives or timely themes. We offer business and entrepreneurship programs, resources, workshops, and support. For example, you can print your first 5 resumes at the public library for free, as well as support in that area to write and edit your resume. We offer financial literacy programs, Indigenous outreach programming, digital technology skill programs, as well as one-on-one help. We have physical literacy programming like Tai Chi and yoga, as well as access to Rosetta Stone to learn language, and an extremely popular tax clinic, which is free to anyone with a lower income to get their taxes done for free at the library, which is always very busy. So we're hoping to expand on that. This year, as a drop-off program, we filed more than 30 taxes. And we did a new program this year at Daily Point in order to encourage more physical literacy and to get people outdoors. We did a story walk, which received a lot of positive response on social media or just from what I've heard from others. And so I'm going to continue to offer programs like that. We were able to offer 9 in-person programs throughout the COVID year and 17 online programs, such as a virtual story time, which sometimes had about 250 views for a story time, which is quite good. The total online participants we had were 2,404. We answered 767 reference questions and connected 637 unique wireless users. Our public computers were accessed 350 times, and we landed more than 154 Wi-Fi hotspots that people are able to use. They can bring them home. And we have currently 6,685 memberships, which is 298 more than the previous year. We lend a lot of books, 38,000 for the year, and had about 10,000 people come through our doors. So this year we're asking for the computer budget. We're asking for a total $2,574. That's mostly for software updates, like McAfee, Microsoft, SmartShield. We use PC booking for new laptop, and then a $500 incidental. For our supplies budget, we're asking for $3,150, which is not changed from previous years. And in our miscellaneous services, we're asking for $1,500 for maintenance and repair in general, as well as $600 for travel and conference attendance. And then we're asking for a new flooring to replace the carpeting which is estimated about $33,000 to get new tiles and as well as the installation. And that's to modernize the library to make sure that not only it looks up to date and welcoming, but it also have the increased air quality that carpets can't quite maintain, I guess. So that's a total of $41,119.05.
Does council have any questions? Councilor Anderson.
Hi, Laura. What is your current financial situation like? Like I see in the package the breakdown of what you want, but what do you guys currently have? Like, do you have a financial statement that you could sent to us or something like that so we
Yeah,
could see?
absolutely. It wasn't ready quite yet,
Uh-huh.
but we've got about $6,000 in our board bank account.
It might be beneficial if you could get that sent to us, if you don't mind. Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyone else? No? Good. Thank you for your presentation. We will definitely take that into account. I wrote all the details of the notes in the laptop. And we'll definitely be getting back to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sentier Bathurst Trail, prochaine présentation. Bonjour, monsieur Samuel Day. Il fait longtemps que je t'ai pas vu.
Ben oui, un revenant.
Un revenant.
Fait que c'est ça. Bonjour, conseiller mairesse. Fait plaisir de vous donner un update, là, give you an update on the Bathurst Trails. We offer quite a bit, maybe not as much as the library. It's quite a long list there. But for sure, we can promise to offer you wellness, happiness, and maybe a bit more tourists in the region. We have something pretty good, like for trails, about 40 kilometers of trails in and around the city, around the basin especially. So that's a really nice network for, I would say, for leisure, for our people to, you know, get some nice peace and quiet and exercise. It is, however, not very functional. It's especially if people want to come right downtown. So I'll do make a few requests. I think we should, and we've been talking about it for a while there, to get a consultant to help maybe work with our engineers to look at how we can make it safer and more inviting for people to go downtown. Downtown in the last years, we've seen a boom with, you know, like the breweries and stuff, but we need to get some new people in. And there's a big chunk of people who would be ready to, if we put something together, something more inviting, we'd see more pedestrian and cycling traffic in our downtown. I got a quote from a consultant who did a lot of work in New Brunswick. They did the plan in Moncton, the extensive plan in Moncton. So for a basic consultation to look at what we got, what, you know, maybe look at a few low-hanging fruit, something that's pretty easy, maybe a few posts there, maybe turn one of the street into a one-way, or, you know, how to make some room for pedestrian and cyclists. Be 15,500. Okay, I'm pretty confident we can get half of that with grants, programs through CBDC and stuff like that. So we're looking at another, you know, $7,000 to $8,000. I feel it's a great investment for our city. We're missing the boat in that sense there. And I understand it's not capital budget because it's a study. So I don't know if there's a way to get that through some other ways or programs so we don't gobble up all our fundraising money for that there, that we need to, you know, like upgrade our trails and stuff. So that's the first thing. Second thing I want to talk about, we've just finished the connection from Bathurst to Beresford. I don't know if you've seen on social media, but the response was, I put a post and I think there were more than 200 share overnight. People are really excited about that. Super functional for people, let's say, that live in Beresford, that works at the hospital. It's actually a shortcut. It takes as long to cycle to the hospital than go around by car in the traffic. Plus, the employees who do that will be more, you know, happy, energetic. They'll be more productive at work. That a lot of studies show that. But so that trail is okay. However, to make it really good or great, we need to, and I'll put the picture. Let's see. Je peux mettre la...
Tu l'as?
Yeah. Open. OK. Ça va être montré là-dessus.
Okay.
C'est rien. It's nothing fancy there, but just to give you an idea. So This is the portion of the trail that comes in, the connection from Beresford to Bathurst, the portion that comes in to Brown Street, okay? So it passes underneath, like the overpass, and comes to the ramp, then you can go up the hill to the hospital. So that lower section, 300 meters, it's just a jumble of dirt roads. There's, ATVs, and it's, for one thing, it's very confusing, and it's impossible to lay gravel and hope that it'll stay there. It's just going to be thrown everywhere. So we got the okay from the ATV and the snowmobile group to pave that section, which is used by a few users. So make it safer for a cyclist to not go in a rut and flip over, and a lot less confusing to tourists, for example, who want to do, Petit Rocher, Nigadou, come into Bathurst and use that route. And go up the hill. So that was estimated at $50,000, $800 with tax, okay, to lay out the solid base and pave. Again, if there's a chance you could get, because in the last year we didn't have anything for capital for the trail, I'm hoping if we could at least have half of that, 25, I'm going to pass the bucket and try to collect the other half of it through donations, stuff like that. We'll try to come up with the rest of the money, but if the city could help us with $25,000, it'd be greatly appreciated. Now, that seems like a lot, but compared to what we've put to accommodate cars in their last mandate, maybe Penny could correct me, we put 20 million, I think, for road infrastructure in our mandate. So $25,000 is not too bad to accommodate cyclists and pedestrian. The last thing I wanted to talk about is we've been working really hard this summer to try to get a connection going from Bathurst to the Villeroute de Péninsule Acadienne. Right now, the tourists are passing through, heading straight to Péninsule Acadienne and spending a week or two there, eating in restaurants, hotels, and biking the peninsula. Again, we're missing the boat. I think if we do the connection from Bathurst, at least from Bathurst to Grand-Anse, we get a lot of traffic. So that project was estimated from Bathurst to Grand-Anse at $9.5 million. Now again, that seems like a lot, but it's a solid, nice trail, good for many, many years, paved. It's a double trail, and actually at least a quarter of that cost is to accommodate the four-wheelers, because we need to double the trail and do a nice trail also for ATVs. So, and again, 9.5 million. When you look, just to give you an example, La Route des Bleuets, the Lac Saint-Jean in Quebec, they have revenues coming from the trails at more than 10 million a year. Okay, so I really feel, with no doubt, saying it's a good investment. Now, for sure, we can't pay for that. I'm not asking for 9.5 million, but if we get, and there's a lot of green infrastructure projects coming in, hopefully we'll get some good funds, as much from the province and the federal. It'd be a tiny fraction of that we would need to put in ourselves. A few $100,000 probably, and I'm pretty confident we'll get the support from, the rest of the region. I talked to Petit Rocher, Nigadou, Beresford, and they see, and for once, I think they can put aside les gares des clochers. For once, I think they can see the benefit if we do that connection, that the people from Quebec will start their cycling route in Pointe Verte, Beresford, and head towards the peninsula. So that little section that's missing will benefit a great region, even the peninsula, because the wider the network, the more people from further away you'll attract. People won't take the train or whatever to go bike for a few kilometers, but if you have a really, really big network, nice network along the water, it's worth your while to go there. So I'm hoping if we get the okay, for some big funds that the city of Bathurst will see that it's a great investment to maybe put a few $100,000 for a project that, you know, it's worth millions and millions of dollars for us there. So I don't know if there's any question. Matt can jump in, Jim Fournier, or maybe Stephen, who's part of our committee. If you want to add something to what I've said, or any questions?
Okay, well, I'll go to Stephen first, and then okay, Mr. Legacy, Council Legacy.
Well, I am fairly new to the committee, but pretty much you covered it in great detail there. There are bigger projects that could be at play in the future, and there's some smaller, lower hanging fruit, like you said, that we can easily pick up. So, yeah, something to consider.
Perfect. Question, so did you guys already do the application for it?
Yeah, we're applying.
You're applying,
Yeah,
you're in the
it's
process
out
of applying with the
there,
federal, provincial?
We've got professional consultants, engineering, everything's done, everything's put together in a document. We'll see what color.
I like the idea that we can, widen with the ATVs as well, so maybe we can partner up with them and then with the other municipalities, because I think this would be a major win-win for the region, for us to be connected, because I know last summer, that's all I heard about is all the paving, and how many citizens had approached me saying, why can't we connect? And I said, well, actually, I think Santiago is working on that, so, okay.
We had many meetings with the snowmobile, ATV to see. We don't want to take anything from anybody. I think every group can have a really nice product. For sure, if we do something, it's it's going to be a double trail to make sure that we accommodate all user groups. Yeah.
We have a few questions, so I'll go with Councillor Knowles.
No, I'd like to congratulate you and the whole committee for the work you're doing. The tourism aspect is very important. I think we have a lot of room to grow around here for sure. Mm-hmm. Now in the city, I didn't realize there was 30 to 40 kilometers of trails. Are you looking to expand even more or in the near future?
Well, we're open to suggestions, ideas. I think we have a pretty nice network in and around for leisure anyway. It's pretty nice. I think it's better to maintain well what we have than to build a whole bunch of trails and not being able to maintain them. I think for our resident, we have a nice product. Again, I want to expand and bring some new people. So some new people to get downtown, some tourists from far away to bring in new monies to the region by connecting to the Ville Road there. So. Again, open to new ideas on new trails, but for me, it's a pretty nice network in and around the city already.
That's great, thank you.
If you want to get some information, you can get the information center, Casey Irving, on our website, Santiago Green Trails. And we've put up 2 years ago many signs at the major intersections, and it explains we renamed the trails, and there's 5 loops altogether that you can do, or a combination of loops. So it's pretty functional.
A few more questions. We'll go with Councillor Brunet.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. Congratulations as well from me. I'm really pleased that you hooked up Beresford to Bathurst with this latest trail, and you're sharing the bridge, which is good. It's finally happened, and I hope that a lot of people use it rather than using the Teddy Goose Hill. My question is about the electric bicycle. Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of people buying them. As a matter of fact, I've been looking myself, and I live with a trail running right by my porch in my place, and I noticed that the speed of them is quite fast, and there's some that go by my house really quick. And I'm wondering, are you going to have to put speed signs up on your trails? Because I've been following the criteria for different bikes, and they can go up to 50 kilometers an hour. And that really surprises me. So do you see anything that we might have to try to limit some of the speeds of these bikes?
Again, open to suggestion. I think it's more the exception. There's 3 categories of e-bikes. I haven't looked extensively because I'm, not for personal interest, not there yet, but I know it's pretty much the exception. Usually they are on the, like a slow range. If the trails are well maintained and they're the width they're supposed to be, there's a few trails right now that are getting narrow. That I'd say that it would be a problem right now, but if we try to maintain what we have already at a, the appropriate width, I don't feel it's much of a problem. Like there's a lot more dangerous situations in the city than that there. And from what I've seen, also is yes, you can reach a fair amount of speed, but people usually use their head, and it's
Yeah, hopefully they do, because
Yeah.
I've seen some speed there I didn't like, so.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Councillor Hondas, Deputy Mayor Hondas.
Merci, Madame la mairesse. Bonjour, Sam. Merci pour la présentation. Question puis un commentaire.
Oui.
Tu vois, moi, je vais retourner à la Sunset, là, pour le morceau que vous voulez paver, là.
Oui.
C'est de où à où?
Au fait, c'est qu'est-ce qui arrive? On a de Beresford, quand on part de Beresford, du Denny's.
Oui.
Ça va comme vers le highway, puis ensuite, ça vire parallèle à highway. Puis il y a deux trails.
Oui.
Il y a la trail des 4 roues,
Oui.
qui est plus proche du highway, puis il y a la trail des motoneiges.
OK.
Puis nous autres, on alterne les motoneiges l'hiver, puis nous autres l'été.
OK.
Puis quand tu arrives, ce que c'est que la ligne verte commence,
Oui.
c'est là ce que c'est que ça converge en même place, parce qu'il y a comme un wetland.
C'est sur la Sunset, ça, là?
Non, ça c'est avant, là. T'es encore comme dans le bois, là. Ça
OK.
converge ensemble. Puis de là, ça converge, ça split, ça converge, puis c'est vraiment un jumble et tout ça.
OK.
So, je sais pas si tu vois, c'est ce que c'est qu'a fini en bas, là. Ça, c'est le Brown Street, là.
Oui. Ça va au
la
pont.
ronde. Ensuite, ça passe sous l'overpass.
Oui.
Puis ça s'en va. Puis en tout, c'est 300 mètres.
OK.
C'est vraiment un petit bout. Le total, c'est entre 3,5 puis 4 km, 3,7 km. Mais c'est le dernier 300 mètres qui est vraiment problématique.
OK. Mais je vois que vous avez parlé avec les motoneigistes puis les 4 roues. Vous félicitez là-dessus. Avez-vous peut-être pensé à leur demander, à cause ça va être bénéfique pour eux autres pareil, si c'est pas
Ils ont demandé, on a OK, là.
Ouais, non, mais pour un peu d'argent pour eux autres.
Non, en fait, je vais être honnête avec toi, ils n'ont pas d'intérêt comme tel. C'est vraiment pour nous autres.
Je pense que je sais où ce que tu parles, puis tu sais que quand la température change, ça peut être assez dangereux pour tout le monde, là, ça. Ça serait peut-être les coffrets un petit peu plus larges que vous, peut-être que...
Ouais. En tout cas, disons que c'est pas un besoin pressant pour les autres.
Okay.
C'est comme gênant de demander pour de l'argent, tout ça. Il y a peut-être d'autres choses. Puis on a déjà dans le passé fait l'étude pour... justement, l'étude pour aller là, jusqu'à Grand-Anse.
Okay.
On a eu de l'argent un peu du groupe des 4 roues pour aider
parfait.
à payer l'étude d'ingénieur parce que, oui, ils ont gagné là-dessus. Là.
Ouais.
Ils vont finir par un meilleur santé au bout de la...
Puis juste mon commentaire, c'est que pour la connexion de Bathurst, on en avait déjà parlé. Puis je pense que même que Serge Cormier est au courant. Puis je pense que lui, il est pour ça. Comme tu dis, le monde en parle. Il y a du monde qui le fait déjà. Mais il aimerait bien que ça soit pavé. So, je te félicite là-dessus. Puis comme tu dis, ce qu'on peut faire, on va t'aider le plus qu'on peut.
Je vous tiens au courant. All right.
Merci beaucoup, Samuel. Puis c'est ça, tiens-nous au courant, surtout pour cette partie-là avec Grand-Anse, quand vous allez avoir plus d'informations. Merci. Our next presentation is Coronation Park Committee. I'm coming to you.
Mr. Ferguson was supposed to be here.
Okay.
And he just texted me that he got his nights mixed up, so he's not here to present. So I will just give a quick
Overview?
overview of it.
Okay.
Just give you the dollar figure.
Just tell us how much money you want.
Exactly. I want a lot. As everybody knows, Coronation Park hasn't received any funding in a few years now. Last year, we presented a presentation at budget time where we wanted to build the new play structure. I think we'd asked for, Sonia, what, 125, 150 last year? Yeah. We didn't get the funding again last year because there wasn't enough money in the capital budget. We have since applied through the federal government, trying to get this project covered. We haven't received any notification of if it's approved or not, so that is still our top priority. That being said, in the hopes that it does get approved by the federal government, our next project we were looking at doing is like a small boat launch for like canoes and stuff like that. So basically right at the end of Parkside Drive, just over towards the water that way, we want to just put like a big boat launch. It's quite marshy, so we would need to put, Matt, you'd be familiar with this, so jump in and help me out at any time. We would need, how long, Matt, would we need of a boardwalk to get out there?
We had looked at basically a floating dock similar to what's downtown, and then with a canoe / kayak launch on it,
Yeah.
with probably 40 to 50 feet of ramp to get out into deeper water.
So I think our cost we were looking at was like roughly $70,000-ish.
Between 50 and 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 50 was more
Yeah.
close to the number. Yeah.
So that's my new ask, on top of my 125.
On top of the 125.
Well, like I said, hopefully, like, we're hopefully the federal government's gonna come through with our funding. And if they do, then we wanna move on to this next phase, just trying to work at the back of the park. If the federal government doesn't come through, our project that we submitted last year still stands.
That one takes priority.
Okay?
Okay. Does council have any questions? Perfect. Okay. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you. Councillor Leblanc.
Merci, Madame la Mairesse. My question for you, now I understand where you're putting that, but I was just looking for parking. Is there an area there where people would be able to park the vehicles and bring the?
Come on. What's that?
There's no allotted parking lot down there. That being said, like at the turnabout, there is space that people can park, and that's why we were gonna have to bring the launch, the boardwalk out far enough so that people could back up there and not have to walk too far with their canoes. But as for a parking lot, no, there isn't. But I mean, there's ample places to
Well, that
park
was
vehicles
more my
around.
question. How many
Yeah.
vehicles would be able to park there? Like
Oh.
at the one downtown, you can have 5 or 6 or 10 vehicles parked there, and launch your kayaks.
I don't know, Matt, what do you think?
Thank you, sir. So the original plan in the master plan that we did was actually have it on the other side, behind Vickers Ball Field. Yeah, that was the original. So there would actually be parking in that area for it. I'm not on this committee anymore, so I'm not really, like I said, Scott really probably should put this together, but our plan was to have it on that side originally, but I'd have to see what the concepts were that they came up with to look at it, yeah.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. My question is about pickleball courts. The pickleball courts up in Centennial Park are very popular and really well used. Yet I was wondering if there's any plans to put any pickleball courts in Coronation Park, especially with Bathurst High School being right there, and they're using the basketball courts now really well. And I know the kids are using the playgrounds and the splash park and that, but what about pickleball? Are we looking at anything for the future with that?
There hasn't been any request for pickleball.
Oh.
I can tell you that in my subdivision, before they went to Centennial, pickleball was full all the time. They took it all down and they went to Centennial. I'm sure if you wanted a spot, everything's already there. You just have to put the equipment. It was constantly, my subdivision, people were parked constantly and they were constantly playing pickleball in our subdivision down Newhall. It was really, really busy until they went to Centennial, but they took everything down in there, so there wasn't any equipment to play. I'll pass it to Councillor Anderson.
I think too, like a lot of the concept with a lot of the different sports venues, whether it be tennis or ball fields, what have you. Basically, if there was something set up at one park, we weren't going to have duplicates all over the place. Do you know what I mean? That was kind of because we had so much stuff that we wanted to create in the different spaces. We didn't want duplicates all over town. So I think, and quite honestly, nobody has ever approached me about pickleball at Coronation Park ever.
Can I continue, Madam Mayor?
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you. I supplied for phys ed on last Friday at Bathurst High School, and the students are getting into pickleball now at a greater rate, and the phys ed instructor said, wouldn't it be nice if we had some pickleball courts near the outside? And the high school is using the trails, by the way, that are there.
Yep.
They're really, really happy about that.
Yep.
You know, so anyway, it might be something for the future, and maybe I'll just talk to these phys ed teachers that maybe they'd like to put in some sort of a proposal.
Yep,
Thank you.
approach the Coronation Park.
Yep.
Yep, but there still are subdivision as well if there's not enough space at Centennial. I just have to question of bringing the equipment back or, because it was quite busy. All right, notre dernier point, Comité Victoria Park Enhancement Committee. So Victoria Park Enhancement. You're in good hands, so he'll pop that up for you.
All right. Just from there, right? Mayor Chamberlain, members of the City Council, my name is Mark Willett, President of the Victoria Park Enhancement Committee. I'm here tonight on behalf of the Park Committee. I'd like to give you a little bit of an overview of the park in case some of the councillors are not familiar with the history. Victoria Park Enhancement Committee was formed in 2008 by a small group of residents with the objective of saving the neighborhood the green space that was scheduled to be sold. After coming forward with a plan for the green space, the city gave us the okay to start doing the work and fundraising to revive and develop the park. So we built the flower beds, walking paths, and installed picnic tables, park bench, and we also added the community garden. Maybe just go through some few little pictures. This wouldn't have been possible without the help that we received through donations of many local companies, as Kent's Building Supplies, St. Isidore Asphalt, Blanchard Ready Mix, UCT, Brunswick Mines. We had United Rentals also, and most of all with the help of the city that has committed to cutting the grass and collecting the garbage in the park. And the city also resurfaced our walking paths a few years ago. We're a small group of volunteers made up of mostly seniors with limited resources, and we are grateful for what the city is doing for us, and we thank you for that. The park is used by many of the residents every day for walking, the people walking their dogs, kids playing, families with strollers, people sitting in parks, relaxing in the shade. It's been used for graduation pictures. It's been also used for wedding. We even have a few winter snowshoers, so it's used even year-round. It is a great place to cool off in the summer in the shade. The past 2 summers has been a little difficult for everyone. Getting people together to work in the park has been a challenge with COVID. Our effort this year was concentrated on the flower beds and the community garden. I'm here tonight to ask the council to consider Victoria Park as one of the official parks. After 12 plus years, we would like to be considered as one of Bathurst's parks. And with that, we'd like to see a small portion of the park budget be reallocated to Victoria Park. This would enable us to keep up with the needs of the park. We now operate on a very small budget. I mean, less than $2,000. Our fundraising in the past year has gone down because of COVID and so on. And we'd like to be able to do a few projects in the coming years. And we'd like to be able to rebuild the flower beds. We did one this year with the help of Kent's Building Supply, donated or shared the costs. And we'd like to be able to do 1 or 2 a year. We have 7 in all, and we're resizing them and modifying them a little bit. We'd like to have one of the gardens, the flower gardens, as a raised one for people with limited mobility. We'd like to plant trees and repair the signs that we have, or replace or repair, whatever needed. Repairing and maintaining our storage shed. We have one for the garden and one for the park. Replace our picnic table tops. They're there from day one. And we need to purchase flowers and plants for the flower beds on an annual basis. And we need to repair our walking path. Tree roots is, see, I'll give you a picture of their, few pictures of the shed. And bicycle rack. Some of our benches need a little bit of repair. We're a cooling zone. We collect water, rainwater, to help with the garden. And you see a better picture there. We even have some fresh fruits, plants that people can just go there and pick. Another view there of the bench and one of the trees that we have. There's our other shed, needs a little bit of repair. Our tabletops. Some of the flower beds are starting to get a little bit shabby, so we need to redo those. This is what I was talking to you about. The path is getting, the roots are coming through the pave and becoming a hazard. We're hoping that the city paving team could repair the 2 small sections for us in the future. And so with a small annual budget along with the fundraising would give us the ability to purchase items for the park during the winter months, to have them ready for us to work with and have them ready to install or work on the park for when the spring and the summer comes. For your consideration, and thank you for this time.
Did you have a certain amount in particular that you were looking
We
for?
take anything.
Okay.
So, I mean, all the numbers that were out here tonight, you know, we'd be happy if we had, you know, I don't know, $5,000. We'd be more than happy. But if you got more, we could take more.
That's normally how it works, yeah. You could do more when you have more.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, Councillor Burnett has a question for you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Congratulations on the work you're doing. You don't only talk about doing it, you do it. I went there to check on your pave and the stuff going through the asphalt, and you were on your hands and knees working on the flower bed. Really impressed me that you don't only talk about getting the park going, you really jump in there and do it. So congratulations to you and your small group. And like you said, it's really hard to keep the group going with COVID and everything that came by, and then you're starting things again. So I wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect. So we don't have, no other questions. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you very
And we will
much.
take that in consideration.
Okay.
Thank you. So this ends our presentation. Donc, ceci finit les présentations. Thank you everyone for being here, and meeting adjourned. Merci.